In the previous video for this series, we created this logo, merged it with our mesh. Now we're going to add our center image, the one that'll look something like this. So let's get started here. So find the folder with the right image, click and drag it in. And I'm going to name this, select it, press F2, media in underscore, hit OK. And let's press 2 to preview this. So let's connect things up. I'll drag the output to the output and we got a new merge. Let's press 2. Okay, so this is the foreground. And because this is the background, it's maintaining the correct aspect ratio. With this selected, let's press Shift Spacebar, TRAN, transform, adjust the size a bit, center it however we need. Now, I want to create a mask and I wanted to use a line pattern. We're getting a little crowded here, just move things down a bit. So what I'm going to do is create two backgrounds. So I'll click and drag one, click and drag two. So one is going to be, let's make this the white one. This one, I'll press 2 to preview and I'm going to make this transparent. All right, so we got white, transparent. This white one here, we can select it, press F2, background, let's call this one underscore line. Our background line, I want to change the size here. So I'm going to click on image, uncheck auto resolution. Let's press 2 to preview it. Take the height way down. We could always change this later. I don't know, say 20 pixels. And if you're not sure, go to 100% zoom just so you know the actual height there. So we want this to be on top. Let's just put it like that and connect this one as a top to the bottom node there. And we got this merge. Let's press 2 to preview that. Okay, so this is what we want, but I want this to be at the top. So with the merge selected here, what we could do is take this widget and drag it up to the top. Now, selecting the merge, I'm going to press Shift Spacebar and type in DUP, and we want this duplicate, press enter, press 2 to preview it. All right, so how many copies do we need? Let's start off with 10, go to the center, offset Y, let's bring this down, and then you can see, all right, we're going to need more copies. Let's try 40, and then we could bring this back up a bit here. If we adjust the angle, we're going to get something really wild. If you want, hold down Control and drag. If we shift our pivot over, this is kind of the look that we want. Let's uncheck lock size, size X, size Y. Let's bring this down. Now you can see as it goes down, they get thinner. You're going to need to go back and forth through these settings and get the exact right spacing for you. Okay, so going through the settings here, this is pretty much the look that I want, but I want the line to start off a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go back into my background line here and go to image and go to the height. I'm going to hold down Control and drag this. Might be better just to type in a number. This looks kind of like what I want, where it's certain areas are solid and then we get the thinner areas as it goes down. Maybe I'll even increase this some more. We're getting close there. And to keep my layout clean, I'm going to move some of this around and make this more of a vertical type look. Here's the duplicate we made. Let's drag its output to the blue mask here for this node. And let's go back down to our merge and press 2 to see what it looks like. You could see we got that mask and everything is working. Let's just connect it back up to the mask area here. So that's great. Now let's adjust the colors. I'll move this down here and select our media in, Shift Spacebar, BRIG, brightness contrast. And all I'm going to do in here is take the saturation, bring that down. Now I'm going to add a curves, Shift Spacebar, CURV, color curves. That's what we want. So with our color curves selected, I'm going to start off with everything except for the alpha checked on. And I'm just going to try and add some interest here. I'm going for not quite this blown out effect, but a slight blown out effect. And I'm going to press S, click on this one, press S, click on this one, press S, just to keep all my curves smooth, bump up the brights. Now I'm going to go into the individual color channels, click off these two, so only red is selected. This is going to allow us to add some tint to things. So the more I go up with these red, the more red we're gonna get in our image. Let's try blue, check that one on, bring that down, check on the green. And I'm not adding new points in here. I'm just taking the existing ones and pushing them up or down. Now, I just have them all checked on. I feel like I could push maybe a little bit more contrast out of this. I'm gonna take these, maybe work on that a bit. And if you want more control, if you click on your spline over here, we can give ourselves more room and zoom in here. Clicking and dragging up and down in this area here will let us zoom. Clicking and dragging left to right in this area here will let us zoom. We could also just hit this button to frame it up. Click on some of these points here, bring some of these down that are already down, take some of these that are up and bring them up a little bit more. All right, yeah, I like that, how it's blending into the background. Now we could close our spline window. So we've got our center image, and in the next video, we're gonna add an image on the left, and we're gonna make it look something like this with this really bright glowing effect.